NightShade, and that's my mom.
Hello, I'm Sophie, and that's my daughter.
This is going to be a Dark Moon in Libra reading for October. We're going to pull some oracle cards, Mystic Sisters for one of them, and the other one is going to be the Halloween oracle. I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot, and Sophie's going to use the Epic Tarot.
All right.
And we know the height of the dark moon is going to be in Scorpio, at least for us it is, but we wanted to do it in Libra, kind of continue from last month over into this month. So we only have that last few hours in the dark of the moon where it turns to Scorpio, right at the very, very end for about, 3 hours or so. But we're going to keep it in Libra. So let's see what you guys started last month and what's coming to a conclusion this month.
Okay, we have already invited Spirit into our home, into the table. So the first oracle card is the sisters,
Mystic Sisters.
Mystic Sisters, and it is Gaia, Mother Earth.
Wow.
All right. And you want to pull the Halloween?
For Halloween, we got perfect. Wise seeing, wise action is the owl.
And they see in the dark, and that's what
That makes
we're reading.
sense that this would come out at the dark of the moon, doesn't it? Especially at Halloween. Well,
And we
it's a
would
Halloween
have-
oracle, so it's Halloween every day. This is perfect.
And Mother Earth. So, all right. Let's
Somebody
see.
is needing to take a break and connect before you make any decisions or any actions or anything
Right.
like that.
You need to really think about,
Planting your feet on the ground before you do anything.
you take any steps. All right. Oh, look at this. The Queen of Spears, which is Pentacles.
Oh,
That is the
your
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yep.
And then we have, oh my goodness, the Seven of Spears, Pentacles.
7 spheres is pentacles, y'all. The spheres are pentacles, so. Oops.
So we have the Mother, the Queen, which is the Phoenix.
Oops.
And then we have the
Let's
Seven of
see.
Pentacles.
Oh, yeah.
That's sharing. So what is it you're needing to share? Let's see. Give us some more cards for this Dark Moon in Libra throw. Spirit,
Oops.
show us where the energies lie. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. We have the Six of Wands. Yep, the Six of Wands. Looking back.
Is this supposed to be Medusa? Oh, here we go. That was on the group that fell out. That was on the top of that group that fell out a minute ago. So there's your death card. In case you're wondering. I know
Alright.
these are not super familiar to everyone. So this is Wands. Is that supposed to be Medusa? Or, well, I know Medusa was a snake, but it's like, I don't know, she's some kind of snake, or she's a gorgon, but she doesn't have snakes in her hair. See the chick in the background? She doesn't have snakes in her hair, but she's definitely got the snake body going on.
Really
And
slithery.
I can't
Ugh.
tell if it's a girl or a... I like snakes. They're really... It's not wands. What do they call this one? Quills or something? Or because it's a book.
Yeah, they're called
That's strange.
Wands books. They're called Wands books.
Okay, it is books. Interesting.
Wands books.
So this person
There's
is
a wand.
casting over the book. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a wand or a quill or...
It says wands.
Yeah. That's interesting because that's a person who's reading this book, and this is kind of... It's like they're casting their imagination onto this thing. Does that make sense when you look at that picture? See that person? And there's an hourglass right there. What is, this is interesting. This is an interesting card. What the heck is going on in this one? Oh, wow. That's cool.
Becoming the book forgotten, because they have forgotten the book. They're busy looking at the, what's behind the screen. Becoming a servant to an idea can transform you into an automation. Take a break from your toils and turn to nature, who creates great beauty. Refill your soul and find fresh inspiration. Well, that goes right along with this.
Yeah.
Mother
That's
Gaia.
exactly what Gaia it means. Somebody needs to go out and clear their head and clear their heart.
Go into the forest, go...
Well, there's death, yeah.
So you've had your mind taken off where it needs to be. You've let it wander.
Oh, look at this card, y'all. It's the Knight of Wands. Look at that.
Oh.
Tell me that's not a
Snake.
heroic knight. So, all right, we have double snakes on the table. Well, snakes obviously talk about earth energy, so...
It goes right along with
Gaia. And remember, owls eat snakes.
That's right. How many times? I have seen an owl with a snake in its mouth as it's flying off.
We have a lot of owls and hawks where we are. I've seen hawks do it. Owls, yeah. They'll grab a snake. And you can see them even sometimes in broad daylight, too, sitting on the side of the road. So if you live where there's a lot of fields and stuff around, you can see these birds sitting like on a sign saying, you know, the next town is however many miles, and there'll be a hawk or an owl or something sitting there, swoop down and grab a field mouse or something.
All right.
So there's a natural predatory ending here. Whatever this snake symbolizes, and what did you read this as? Like it was taking away, it's like something taking away your...
Taking away your attention from where it needs to be.
Okay, and you can plainly see in this card that she's pregnant. And the little Japanese guy down there is trying to divine... Obviously, the big guy there, and she's holding her stomach, and so they're trying to divine what sex the child's going to be. They're very preoccupied with that. They went to go do that. You've got the Fire Queen on the table with your, sorry, she's not even the Fire Queen, although she presents as a Fire Queen as a Phoenix.
I know it.
But she's the Earth Queen.
Right.
That brings in Gaia, and those double snakes right there bring that owl in, like for that natural ending.
So those are perfect oracle cards.
With that death card in between them, and that knight says triumph over that thing. Because you can see that knight down there is
standing on
on whatever the
Look at the size of that snake. Would you like to meet up with that somewhere?
Yeah, it's probably more like a basilisk or something.
Did those really exist?
No, I mean,
not just in Harry Potter.
It's a mythical creature, but you know, we don't know what existed on the earth at all times everywhere.
All right. Give us some more cards. Oh, God. Now I've got the queasies.
Snakes don't bother me. I used to have a huge fear of all kinds of different things. You live out in the country for a while. It's like, oh, look, there's a 5-foot spider. Just stay on your side. I'll stay on mine.
Yeah, really.
I mean, some shit for real you just get used to.
All right, so... Someone has had their attention drawn away from where it needs to be.
Very definitely. And if you don't get back, yeah. Look, King of Swords, just what I was saying. If you don't get back...
You're going to miss out on something very important.
And you're going to you're truly not paying attention. You need to look at this. Wise action. That's what the owl is. Wise seeing, wise action. You're not doing. You're acting like a fool right now. I don't know how else to. It's not. I don't want to be rude. Because this king, look, King of Swords is not a fool. This King of Swords is not
Definitely
a fool.
not.
You can't fool him. He's not trying to fool you. He's a straight talker. You're doing something now that's like...
That has your complete attention when it shouldn't.
But it's right there. It's these two, but it's this. It's that Seven of Spears. It's... Did you take too long? You're not taking it. Something about that is like... is feeding into that death card right there. You're doing something and you know it's fake. Number one. You're doing something and you know it's fake. You're doing something and you know that's taking your attention away from where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get away from that thing. And for some reason, it's presenting as a snake. And that would make sense that the owl would be there, because the owl's saying, hey, I'll get ya. I'll get ya. You sit there staring at that snake for too long, you're gonna end up like that snake. Right. And that knight is telling you, put it to rest. After that death card, that knight is telling you, you got to do this. You got to come back to this King of Swords.
All right.
I'm not even able to shuffle these dang cards right now, for heaven's sake. Are you just maybe... something about this 7 right here. This Earth Queen and that 7, and you've paused. But you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing, or that you know doesn't...
You're fantasizing.
You're fantasizing, and it's not productive. And you know that it's not. And not only that, it's not even... It's beginning to feel like it's not even indulgent anymore.
Somebody's watched so much porn till it's not working for them anymore.
That happens a lot nowadays. Children get, erectile a 20-year-old should not be having erectile dysfunction due to overconsumption of any fucking thing, no matter what it is.
All right,
whether it's comic books or porn or the wrong kind of food or whatever. That's a...
Oh, the 3 of books, wands. Look, there's 2 people there.
2 people, and they're asleep.
And they're asleep too. So nobody's paying attention to you.
No one in this whole reading is paying attention. So whether you're presenting as a Scorpio or an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this pretty little Earth Queen here in the Phoenix, she could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, whoever you are, everyone's here. Nobody's paying attention.
Nobody's paying attention
Everyone's
to anything.
Head is, like you said, in the computer.
But they're being told to. Being told to. They're being told to get their head back to where it belongs.
Yeah, and that could work both ways, too. You know what this is? This could be a sign that you're being manipulated. That you're letting yourself be manipulated. Maybe somebody else is, hey, but that's how everybody does it, right? That's how everybody is, right? Nobody, shit, that's right. Nobody, I know you meant it one way, but when you said it, I was like, wait a minute, that's so true, because that knight over there is squashing that snake. And then coming back as a king to look at all these people asleep. This person did what needed to be done. This person is super smart. I think this person is representative or symbolic of a huge... Maybe we're doing a huge societal reading. Because everybody's on the table. Maybe he really does represent that which is... standing over you. In that Knight of Wands card. Let me see that Knight of Wands card. Look at that. This Knight of Wands is standing over that. He's... Maybe not only are you being manipulated, but it's like, look, I'm going to give them something. Because, like you said, overconsumption of sex, drugs, and violence. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, it's like there's no wise action going on here. It's almost like you're leading yourself to slaughter. Because this owl is going to end up eating that snake. But that knight over there is that. That knight over there is not dumb. That's wise action to kill the snake. That's wise action, that King of Swords. Am I making sense?
Yes. I just can't quite make out the animal that is. I know it's a sword. And is that the dragon?
I'm not exactly sure what the heck that is. But it is, yeah, it looks like a dragon in the little thing up there. I just can't see
and that's the King of Swords.
Face. Interesting. So there's your King of Swords. So you have double King of Swords on the table.
The King, Queen, Knight, and Page are different in this. They're animals. The Page is the unicorn. The Knight is the Griffin. The Queen is the phoenix that burns up. And the King is the dragon. All right. So we've got the King of Swords.
You have double King of Swords on the table. I think we're kind of going in the right direction with that then. Meaning this is a whole lot of people all getting...
all caught up in their own activities, not paying attention to anything whatsoever.
Getting all burned up and used up. Sleeping... Like, it just feels like there's
playing
a whole
video
lot
games.
of...
This reminds me of playing video games.
It would be the same
meaning. It's porn.
Yeah, it would be the same thing. It's, yeah, or checking... I gotta check my email.
This just shows people who are not in tune
at all
with themselves, with
natural
the world,
rhythms,
with
natural
anything that's going on.
There, as soon as she said the world, look what flipped. The world.
Yeah, they're just
this
not.
This is just a huge.
You're
giant
not in
reading.
tune. You're not in tune. It's the dark of the moon, and you're doing dark deeds that no one needs to know about, and actually nobody cares.
No,
the Nine of Cups
is doing
the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah.
I know she showed it to you, but look at it if you can see it.
Actually, that is a painting, and it's called Succubus, I believe. So that fucking makes sense, don't it?
The Ten of Cups. And the thing is, y'all are all happy. You're happy, you're content, you're satisfied with not being a part of the world.
Yeah. I think that pertains to a lot of people now.
It could stay in the dark of the moon for a long, long time for all you care. Well, this story was nothing but the world not caring about the world. That's all. There's
the natural rhythms and cycles of life.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I'll do what I want, when I want, and screw you. I do what I want.
Yeah, and they're happy. They're happy doing that.
And I think it's with that Knight of Wands over here with this double King of Swords, I think it just means like, yeah, I think you're, as much as people don't want to hear stuff like this, that's exactly what they say, the powers that be
want it.
They don't want you to study or learn or apply yourself or use wise seeing or wise action or connect with anything. They want you to be all riled up all the time. They want you to be checking out and on your computer all the time. They want you to be constantly doing something.
They don't want you to know what's going on outside of your little realm.
No.
So, I mean,
that's
this
what
is
they
a
want,
pretty
is people who are
straightforward throw. This is for the majority of the world at the moment, or the majority of the United States anyway, or a lot of people. Maybe not the majority, but a lot of people just, they don't care what's going on. They know they can't change it, so they don't care. All right, let's see what we've got here. Oh, the Fool. No, the Fool is 0. Number 1, the Magician. The Magician.
Something different then happened all of a sudden.
Look at that.
Because we got the World.
The Magician's got a little bit of everything
up.
there.
All of a sudden, we're
that.
opening up. Oh, that looks like one of those Bedouin peoples that goes through the mountains or whatever. And
oh, and then the 10
there's a
spears.
stag and a lion.
Pinnacles.
Wow. Look at that.
The 10 of Pinnacles.
Hey, kidders, get your tail out. I think you...
Well,
but it changed, didn't it? Because after that double King of Swords, look what happened. You got the World and the Cups. The World, then 10 Cups. Then you've got this guy over here. Look at him. There's your Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's your King of Wands. Right? What does that King of Wands usually mean? He's like your daddy. He's like the married guy, hubby, great, down to earth. He's really super reliable. So look, there's your Earth Mother. There's the King of Swords. There's the King of Wands.
wow.
And he Wheel of Fortune, Magician, and
The 10 of Pinnacles.
I think that's this guy. He represents a whole lot more than just a King of Swords. What he represents is a whole lot of stuff that he
embodies
owns to make you check out.
And you see that more and more today.
People
More and
can't have a
more.
relationship for more than a few minutes or a few months, and this is meant. This guy right here is the cutout. You see, he's got the sword. That's what the swords are. The swords will cut, whether that's cut to sever, cut to heal, cut out cancer, cut to sever you from something you don't. They don't want you to. This guy is a manipulator. Remember, this is your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This guy has extreme mental powers. What this guy represents is a whole lot of stuff that keeps you in front of your computer, in front of your TV, in front of your, and checked out of society. That way.
Well, that even goes for us. All we do is YouTube, but we spend a lot of time on YouTube because we watch other reads and, all that stuff and see what's going on.
Ooh, look at that. At what cost?
So,
there's your 5 of Swords, and usually that means, I don't know if you can see this picture real good, but look at that, y'all. That jester has that head on the end of his sphere. On the end of his wand. Look at that.
Oh, he does. He's got a king's head.
You know, that reminds me of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes.
What was that story where
Can you see the sword that he has the king's head on the sword?
He's got the big jester's staff, and he has the king's head on the jester's staff. So that's what this is. This is a wake-up call. Well, the only thing that wakes you up is getting in front of your computer in the morning.
Well, but
or getting
if
on
people,
your phone. Or
if people watch it, it's telling them you need to get away from that.
It.
Well, I know it's very hard
because this guy right here's got control of you.
It's very hard.
You can't change it. No, and most people aren't going to because they're going to go, I don't have
But
a
they can.
I'm fine the way I am, just like you said. You're checked out.
You're fine the way you are.
Yeah. But it looks like there's somebody who wants to change this. This is such a weird reading.
I imagine there are a lot of people who see the hole they're in and want to climb out of it. They just don't know how.
Or they climb out of it and go build a different life and then decide to fuck that up and go right back into the hole they were in with drinking, drugs, whatever your vice is. Or all of them. Drinking, drugs, sleeping around, every single thing. This guy right here's got your number. He's got this right here represents a huge thing that just is like society's
This could be anything.
Number.
This could be night after night after night spent on Netflix watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's it embodies everything that's anyone would consider a vice.
It looks like this King of Wands though is like, you know what? I'm doing something different.
King of Swords.
Oh, King of Wands.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at this one. Sorry, my fault. A magician, yes. Huh?
That's well, but he's under the King of Swords, so I know what you're
I
talking
knew
about.
there was a King of Swords there somewhere.
Yeah, there's two Kings of Swords. They're invested they are really invested in keeping you sleeping. But you know, and the only reason I say this is really weird is because everybody knows exactly what they do that's killing their soul. Everybody knows what it is that's killing their soul. Everybody knows what it is that's making them mentally, physically, spiritually sick. Whatever it is that you're doing that you're not supposed to do.
And you can come out of it whenever you want.
You know what it is.
And you know what? It wouldn't actually be that hard to come out of it.
No, you know what it is.
To climb up out of that hole. You could do it. Any of us could do it. If you can see what's happening to you, then you can make a change.
Yeah, but what's the gratification in the change?
It depends on what they seek when they do change. I mean, there's a whole world of stuff out there. A family, a career. Some people's careers are their jobs, or their not
family. It's like their whole
they're
life
so
is
caught up in it. Yes.
Yeah, some people do that. Their
sleep,
life
eat,
revolves around their job. Yeah.
Work.
That might be this person because this King of Wands has that magician next to that Ten of Pentacles. Now that Five of Swords is interesting to put under the Ten of Cups and then next to the Ten of Pentacles. That Five of Swords is covered by 10 cups, 10 pentacles in the world. Isn't that interesting? That could just be huge amounts of overindulgence.
All right. Oh, the Lovers. Look at that. They are the Lovers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. I remember going, whoa.
Yep.
Oops. Yeah. Gosh. Long forgotten places. Four Swords, long forgotten places. I think this person has actually forgotten who they are. Whoever this would pertain to.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
The Wheel of Fortune. It's different in this deck, but it is the Wheel of Fortune.
No, that makes a good wheel. I like that.
I do too. I think so. If you really stop and think about it and look at the card, it does make perfect sense.
Yep.
You're going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You're going both ways.
Look what you got.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune 2. Double Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. Now all we need is a death card. A double death card.
Look at that. Double wheels. Dang. And I got 4 swords. We know what that is. I mean, you can look at her and see that she's like, oh, put it to rest, darling. Put it to rest. I don't know. These kind of reads are like, I get it. I do. And I'm everybody looking at it gets it too. But it's like, but I can't give up all the goodies. I just can't do it. You know, I'm not really, I don't know if anybody expects you to give up all of this stuff in life either. There's just too much now. Too many things are too easy.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to leave your house.
Yeah, people used to travel 100 miles if they wanted
on
to meet
Saturday
new people.
To go to the mall because the malls weren't everywhere.
Yeah, or I mean, but just remember there was a time in human history where it was like
you got out and you went to visit.
Born, lived, and died in the same village. If you ever got outside of that village, that was amazing. You didn't have access to everything that we do now.
Yeah, it's a totally different world now.
It is a completely different
the world has even changed in my day since I was born.
Even since I was born.
You know, it's just, music
So
was the thing when I was growing up, and I didn't even listen to music. I've never been a person that listens to music, but at that time, that's about all we had. That and TV, and, you know, TV went off at whatever, 10 o'clock when it used to go off. Now there's 500 channels that stay on 24 hours a day showing the same shows over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I've got some
it's like
allergies
hypnotized.
showing up here. We've had a change in the weather, and it's affected my throat.
I don't get sick, so. I mean, only every once in a while do I ever get sick.
I don't get sick very often, and I don't feel bad at all. I just, it's affected my throat.
Got a frog in your throat?
Yeah, I've got a frog in my throat.
I don't know. It just seems like, it looks like a mass hypnotism is what it looks like.
Oh, that's good.
It looks like mass hypnotism using that. That guy right there is just like, but whoever this King of Swords represents is a whole lot of like, a whole lot of things. It represents a whole lot of things. Whatever your thing is. Like the computer and the books and the movies and the drinking and the smoking and the this and the that. Because what that does is make you constantly in this state. Either you're trying to sleep it off, you're trying to wake up from it, you're trying to shake it off, you're trying to get to work on time, you're trying, but you're always like, oh, just so
And we can
tired.
just be thankful that not everyone is like this. Okay, I have
How
my
would the world
vices.
run? My God.
I know it. Thankfully,
I'm surprised nowadays with the people that I work with. Sometimes I just go, how does anything get done?
yeah.
How does I come back in the same shit? It's like, oh my God. How does stuff get done if you guys are just going to sit around and go, it's just too hard?
But thankfully, like I'm saying, thankfully, everyone doesn't feel this way because we have politicians that get up and go to work every day. We may not agree with them, but there are doctors and dentists and people who want an education, people who want to learn on a daily basis. Me, I'll tell you, I'm perfectly happy to stay right here in my home. I smoke. I drank frozen daiquiris. I throw cards. And I watch YouTube. There's very little I watch on TV, but I do like to have it on. I don't like a black screen. But I'm perfectly content. I know I'm safe. I'm home. And for me, at my age, I'm happy. I go take a trip every now and again when I want to. I do what I want to do. And people are free to do what they want to do. But thankfully, not everyone wants to sit locked up like I do. So, show us where the outcome for this. Show us the outcome. Give us some outcome cards for this throw.
This is just sad, actually, because
It
just
can
looks
be.
like Gaia over there is just like
She's
nobody
withering
even connects
away.
with her anymore.
But I'm sure there are some people who want to come out of this and will at some point.
Well, you say about half of the population of the world will grow up at one point. They just have to. There's no, because they have to pay the bills. And they have aging family members, babies, whatever. And it's like, I have to get my face out of the porn. I got to get to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. There's too much to do. But pretty soon it's going to be like, well, there's nothing to do. Everything's taken care of. That's what this guy wants. He wants you to rely on others or the government or whoever to do your shit for you.
Oh,
You see?
You don't want socialism.
Well, but doesn't that free up your entire day to watch porn and movies and smoke dope
if
and
you
make
wanna
babies
starve to
and
death.
do everything? No, you want. But socialism says, guess what? You just stand in the breadline.
Well, exactly.
But I'm saying, I don't care which way you're going. I hate all politics. I don't give two craps about any of it. It's never made a difference. You can listen to the politicians for 30 years and then come back in another 30 years. It'll still be the same.
Yeah.
It's not ever going to change. All I'm saying is, in this right here is the guy that's like, no, I have it all under control.
Under control.
Don't worry.
Go and live your happy life.
Go and live your happy,
Go and live your
life.
happy life.
Ah, there you go.
Go and live your happy life.
And
don't worry about anything else.
I've got it all under control. You can have a life of not having to worry. I'll take care of everything.
This is almost a throw for socialism.
That's scary. Because I don't know who this represents. I mean, I know who he represents, and so does everybody. He represents the whole thing, the whole attitude, the collective. Exactly. He represents a huge collective. But what scares me about that is because you don't know shit about me. You don't know what I want. You don't know what I know. I don't want to have nothing to do with my neighbors. Sorry, and no. I mean, if my neighbors needed something, they know they could come and knock on our door anytime, and we would help right them. Out there just like that. No,
but we're not going to go party with them.
No questions asked. And if somebody needed money, we would scrape together as much as we could and give them whatever we could. That's different. That's our friends, people in our community. That's ours. I don't want people on the other side of the country making decisions for me and what I do with my stuff, my time, my effort, my money. I don't want someone else, whoever this huge thing, whoever he represents, the government, this whole ideal of, don't worry, I got it. You can just go live your carefree life. You don't make decisions for me. You don't. I don't care if they're the best decisions in the world. Don't make decisions for me. I cannot stand that whole well, the government can do it better. I don't need to even know if the government can do it better. Because the government does not need to be, whoever it is, exactly, that collective.
Yeah.
I can do it myself. Do not tell me who, what, when, where, and why. Do not tell me what to think. Do not tell me what to eat. Do not tell me how to act. I will do what I want when I want, and then I will take the consequences for that also.
Live your life the way you want. I think this is just a throw for what is out there, where the world is headed.
But I'm sure a lot of people feel like that too. Look, I don't really care what your intentions are. I don't care if they're good or nefarious or what. Get away from me. You don't make my decisions for me. I don't care. I do not care. You don't know me. You have no idea what I can or can't do.
So what you need to do is, yes,
I'm sure a lot of people feel like
your
that.
head, your nose in a book, and whatever it is that where you put your energy, your creativity, wherever that is, enjoy it. But just don't let the world pass you by so swiftly where you're so unconcerned that you wake up one day and find yourself in a position you never thought you'd be. I think that's what it's saying.
Because he can't wait to harvest your head. That's all that is. Did y'all see this card?
Yes.
All this is this guy over here manipulating everybody to the point where he's like, it doesn't matter because I've got your head. You don't need to think. You see that? You don't need to think.
So I think this is a warning throw.
See how he's presenting himself as the King of Swords over here. And then over here, look at him. So nefarious.
This is a warning throw, I think. This is...
I don't know if it's a warning more or less. Or if it's like a... If you think other people are thinking like them, then that's what we're telling you is that there are other people who are going, these people need to wake up. You're not the only one thinking that.
Yes.
So it kind of makes me
that's
go,
good. I think that's a good...
Because maybe some people are looking at this and feeling like that socialism or of the collective and all that, the herd.
Yeah, and we're not trying to get political at all.
No, we're just
saying... This is just saying, live your life the way you want, but keep your eyes open to what's going on outside your door.
Or keep your eyes open to the fact that there's this guy right here is trying to make all your decisions for you. I mean, do you honestly want...
I don't believe anybody wants that. I don't believe anybody wants...
That's what a whole lot of people are saying they want nowadays, though. They're like, but the government can do it better. Or Big Brother, however you want to, they can make better decisions. That everything
mom
needs
and
more
daddy.
and more oversight. Yeah, mom and dad.
Grandma, grandpa, whoever.
Mm-hmm. So they're lacking personal responsibility.
Yeah, it certainly is. So take it as you need it.
That's a weird ass reading.
Yeah, take it as you need it.
So I'm going to reiterate that again. Sorry, I know I'm taking a minute.
That's okay.
If you're watching this and you're going, amen, whatever, yeah, I totally get it, then that's the reason we threw this, because there's probably some people who are feeling like, I think I'm the only one who feels like this.
No, a lot
You're
of people
not
do.
the only one that feels like, what is going on around me? Everyone is freaking out. I feel like I'm the only one that ever shows up to do any work or shows up and thinks about anything.
Everybody is freaking out. There is a cause for everything you can put a name to. There is somebody against it, somebody for it. There are people who are just downright mean in their causes. And that's, we have to agree to disagree. Go your own way.
Yeah, but people are getting smashed over the head.
Yes,
and
I know.
It's run down in the streets.
It's a bad time. It's a bad time.
So if you're feeling like you're the only one, you're not.
You're not. A lot of people feel that this way.
And that's evident in this throw, is that there are some people who are trying to turn that. Just stay who you are. If you feel like you're not part of this, collective thing, stay on your path. Don't fall asleep. Stay.
Yes, don't fall asleep. Pay attention to what's going on.
Make good choices. That Lover's card right there. Make good choices.
And
stay the path that you're on for yourself.
The cards aren't saying you can't do your own thing behind closed doors.
No, but there's a time and a place
to come
for
out
everything.
From behind the closed door.
That's one big thing too, because I noticed that now it's like people wear anything to the grocery store or the movies or the mall
Pajamas.
or whatever. And it's like,
I see people in pajama bottoms all the time.
Or literally like half naked. Like this much of their butt cheeks hanging out the bottom of their pants. And I'm like, you do know there are children here. Like, it used to be, not what is that? Appropriate.
Yeah.
There's an appropriate thing for different. You don't show up at the PTA meeting dressed like you're going for the slut walk or whatever. You just don't do that. But now it's like there's no God, it's not appropriate, it's not apropos. There's a word I love and I use it all the time, and now of course I can't think of it because I'm fucking retarded.
I will tell you what I've done and still do. And when we go in somewhere where we have to sit down and
gross,
somebody gets up and half their hiney has been on that seat, I will not sit down.
I've actually done
and
that. I think I'm
when
not
my
getting
kids
herpes.
when my kids were growing up, I would not let them sit down.
No, that's
either.
Gross. It's gross. You don't know what it's ew, God no. Ugh.
And I'll tell you this little short story. Years ago, we took family portraits every year when the kids were growing up, me and my husband and our two kids. We took a family portrait every year around the same time, September, thereabouts, August, September.
That, yeah.
And we were in what used to be called, it's not Merle Norman Studios, the studios that used to be so popular. Anyway, for the family portrait. And the young girl stood up and she had on cut-off jeans so short that we all looked. My husband, I looked. Everybody looked. Everybody in that waiting room. It made an L shape for the sitting room where the chairs were around the wall and the window. And we did not sit down. None of us took that seat because it was wet.
What?
It was wet. So that tells you. Cover yourself up when you need to.
God,
all right.
So gross.
This was a strange reading, but it was the dark moon of
so
the
if you're
Libra.
thinking you're the only one who thinks things are just out of hand, it's not.
And this was years ago. That's when this one was, just started school, first, second, third
More
grade,
than 40
somewhere,
years ago,
somewhere like that. So, anyway,
Dang.
we
don't
hope
feel I'm just as old. I'm probably more old-fashioned than she is, and she's 20, however many years older than I am. So
yeah.
don't feel bad. there may be a resurgence in some of those old-fashioned values. Let's see.
We hope so.
The pendulum swings.
So
right?
we hope you enjoyed this. This is Dark Moon in Libra. So
That's a dark, weird-ass reading.
Yeah,
so.
it was a different reading.
Mm-hmm.
A different reading. So until our next video, may your moons always be full.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.